Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and the blood cards for Death Knight have begun to be revealed. There are 4 different reveal sessions today, so again, just like the last 2 days, 2 review videos, this one and one in a couple of hours, so come back for that, stay tuned for that. But there are some ridiculous cards to go over, including, and I'm not exaggerating, I think one of the best, if not the best one drop ever. Like, it is that good, as well as, you know, a bunch of other good cards. There's also a quick hotfix to go over, so we'll go over that as well. And of course, plugging our giveaway, we're giving away 2 mega bundles, 2 regular pre-orders out of my pocket. All you have to do is like and comment on the video in the description below, subscribe to the channel. I disliked it. This guy's content is terrible, but you gotta like it if you want to enter that giveaway. And yes, every 1,000 subs until we hit, or until the whole reveal season's over, I will add another mega bundle. So hit that sub button, make me go broke. There's no limit. So we have this hotfix that went live. It's got some Battlegrounds updates as well as armor tier updates for Battlegrounds, like quest reward updates. I'll link this below if you want to take a look. But the big thing is, you know how this arena event has been, we made a video about how it's like embarrassing. One of the biggest fails they've ever had for an event. Well, they fixed it with, there was a bug where the basic set was missing from the draft pool, so that's in there. And they also increased the appearance rate of class cards, so you could draft, you know, actual class cards in dual class arena. However, this hotfix has gone live, and Matt London just tweeted this out. Hey folks, there's a problem with Discovered Random Generation Arena right now. I would encourage you not to play the arena mode until we have a fix. Really sorry about this. We'll have an update as we get more info. So their fix for one of the biggest gaffes or events ever is more broken than what it was before. So I guess avoid arena at all costs right now if you weren't already. So this this patch seems to be a rather bit of a botch. But let's take a look at the cards that aren't in arena that we can review. And well, we'll start off with the Bone Guard Commander. This is an 8 mana, 8/8 taunt, undead, and well, you need 1 blood rune, and for the battle cry you can raise up to 6 corpses as 1/2 risen footmen with taunt, which are 1/2 undeads. You do not get corpses for those, you don't get to double dip. But yeah, that's 7 taunts on the board, an 8/8 and 6 1/2s. It's like a spreading plague for Death Knight for a bit more mana with worse bodies. It's funny to think that a card like this probably isn't good enough to see ladder play, but 8 drops, like even like this, it's probably not enough considering the bodies you're getting with it aren't phenomenal, right? They're just 1/2s. You go into like a Deathborn from a mage, they're getting a bunch of skeletons, you know, like it's too vulnerable even at 8 mana. If this card came out like 4 years ago, broken. Today it's a 2-star card in my opinion, but get this in arena, holy crap. That, oh wait, arena's broken. Is it gonna be broken when the expansion comes out? Okay, last time I dog it, but my god, it's getting a little bit silly, these arena updates. But yes, I'm gonna give it a 2. This is an expansion card, but yeah, I mean, it might see play. It's not like a bad card, it's just, again, 8 mana cards gotta be pretty darn crazy these days. We have the Vicious Bloodworm, a 2 mana 3/2 minion. Battle cry, give a minion in your hand attack equal to this minion's attack. So you need 1 blood rune. It's a beast. It's a beast, not undead. And yeah, it's a Path of Arthas card. And basically, if this gets hand buffed or buffed on board, you know, it'll transfer that onto something else. But I will note, pretty much every single hand buff card in Hearthstone history that only hits 1 target doesn't see play. They're typically not good enough. You need to really target either like a mass thing or one specific thing, and I just don't think this is a good card for ladder. I think it's a 2-star card as well. I mean, the exception to that rule is like Cariel, right? Because they're hero power, but I think it's more of the, you know, the broken weapon you get with her than the hero power, and that's +4/+4 for 2 mana. So it's not, again, terrible, but again, probably not ladder quality. This card, on the other hand, is the 1-drop I was talking about. A 1 mana, 1/2 undead minion, only requires 1 blood rune, only 1 Noxious Cadaver. Battle cry, deal 2 damage to an enemy. Anything. You don't need a corpse. It just deals 2 damage and your hero. So you take some self damage, which, I mean, if you take a look at the blood cards, there's good healing and probably doesn't matter, but just think about how crazy this battle cry is. It can go face, it can kill an Iron Deep Trog on one, it can kill any one drop that doesn't have 3 health. It can push burn damage later in the game. You can brand it for 4 damage. Like, it's just such a good card. It's got a tribe, it's undead, it fuels your corpses. This goes into every single Death Knight deck that runs at least one blood rune. Yes, blood rune. It's a 5-star card. This is auto include in so many decks. It's so cheap, so flexible. It doesn't have the snowball of like an Iron Deep Trog, a Mana Worm, you know, what the Trog for Shaman back in the day. It doesn't have that, but it has absolute ridiculous utility where it reminds me of like Cobalt Librarian, which is a 1-mana 2/1, deal 2 damage to your hero, draw a card, where it's just like, why would you not play it? And Cobalt still sees play in like every Warlock deck that's not an even deck even deck, can't run it, to this day. It's just, I think it's a 5-star card, ridiculously good, and could go down. It honestly could go down as the best 1-drop ever. There's a shot, probably not, considering Iron Deep Trog used to be unnerfed, and it's still really good nerfed, but still. Unbelievably good card. We have Death Strike, 4-mana spell, deals 6 damage to a minion. Can't go face, 1 blood rune again. You only run this card if you really need the healing. You really need the healing. Like for 4 mana, it's like 1 solitary possible hard removal for 1 minion. If that 6 healing is worth it to run, you play the card. Other than that, you're probably not playing it. It scales with spell damage, like a Moarg in Wild. You can heal for 12 for 6 mana if you play them both together. But overall, I'm going to give it a 2. Again, I just feel like they got better healing options. We already saw like that 5-mana AoE that infects and heals for 2 for every enemy minion. That's like insanely good. I just don't think it'll make the cut. But again, it's not terrible, just not quite there. And well, we have Soulbreaker, Fiery War Axe. Like, why is it still 2 mana? This is another 1 blood rune card, 3 mana, 3/2 weapon. After your hero attacks and kills a minion, gain 2 corpses. So you get to fuel possibly 4 corpses with this, or more if you upgrade it somehow. And you get, you know, damage, chip damage, board control. Solid card. Again, I don't know if it'll make the cut, but getting corpses seems really valuable with a lot of these cards. I will give this a 3. I think this is a more realistic card to see play compared to the other ones, but still might be a little just too tame in today's Hearthstone to see play. We have Dark Fallen Neophyte, 3 mana 2/5 undead minion, 1 blood rune required. Battle Cry, spend 2 corpses, so that weapon can help out with that, to give all minions in your hand +2 attack. So this hits everything. That's one of the caveats I said with hand buffs, is the ones that hit everything typically are a bit better. This can also hit that taunt, it's like an unholy minion. You only need 1 unholy relic for that. Relic rune, I can never remember. It's rune. Relic is Demon Hunter. So you could get like 3 3/3s with taunt, get the copies of that. Again, I don't know how good hand buff Death Knight's gonna be. I haven't seen a lot. Well, we're gonna see more cards as this goes along, but this is a lot stronger, I feel like, than the 2-drop, reminiscent somewhat of that dormant 2-drop for Warlock. That gave +2 health, which is a lot better, but still, I'll give it a 3. I think I could see play. Again, not terrible, but again, not really making me super excited. And then we have Heartstrike, a 1-mana removal spell, deal 3 damage to a minion. If that kills it, gain a corpse. This requires only 1 blood rune. It's Holy Smite, right? 1 mana, deal 3 to a minion. You get a corpse on top of it. It has no spell school, but it's just really flexible, cheap removal that gives you corpses, which you really like to do as a Death Knight, from what I can tell. I think it's a 4-star card, really solid removal that'll fit into a lot of different decks and does not have a very strict requirement. So yeah, 4 stars for me. And well, we have even more of the blood rune cards, which, you know, we're amping it up now to 2 blood runes required. We have Asphyxiate, 3-mana shadow spell, destroy the highest attack enemy minion. So a deadly shot to an extent, but not random, right? It can kill a Deathwing. It can kill something really big, but these cards typically just aren't really worth it. These are more of you know, a generated card, not something you're gonna hard run most of the time. I'm gonna give it a 2, just again, because like it's so situational. It just kills one thing, and that one thing could be really bad. If you're facing a deck of just tokens and all of that, it typically isn't really, you know, worth the hit. So definitely not sold on that. We've already seen Corpse Explosion, so we won't cover that one. We have Corrupted Ashbringer. So this is what I guess Tyrion, what you get from Tyrion, right? I guess it's the whole corrupted Death Knight. I mean, it makes sense with Arthas and all of that. 6 mana, 5/2 lifesteal weapon. So it's Arcanite Reaper for 1 mana more, but you get to heal for 10. Kind of reminiscent of the Uther Hero cards weapon. That had 3 durability though. It's a lot of healing and it's a decent amount of damage. I feel like it's like that 4 mana spell we were looking at earlier. If you really need the healing, you might run it, but for 6 mana, although you can tutor this out with the 1 mana spell, make it 1 mana less, make it 5. Again, I don't know. It's so much healing. It's 10 healing and 10 damage. Like, I can't scoff at that. That's a lot of lifesteal. And I mean, you take a look at like Warblades for, well, whatever the Eldraki Warblades, whatever the 3 mana weapon for Demon Hunter is that got nerfed, it still sees play with like 2 charges. I think this could see play. I really do. I'm going to give it a 3 just because lifesteal on a weapon, and you can potentially, you know, buff it up somehow. It's just so much healing. I'm not going to scoff at it. I'm not going to underrate it. And Blood Boil, we already talked about. That's one of like, that card's so good. The AoE that heals up. We have Hematurge. Oh my god, again, Zeddy pronunciations. 2 mana, 2/3 minion. I think we already actually take a look at this one. Is spend a corpse to discover blood rune card. I think we reviewed this one already, but it's a solid card regardless. I would give it a 3. Yeah, you're getting value and you just have to spend 1 corpse on it. That's like 1 hero power, who cares? And then we have Blood Tap. This card looks pretty damn good. This is the hand buff card that looks legit here. 2 mana shadow spell. You need 2 blood runes. Give all minions in your hand +1/+1. However, if you spend 3 corpses, you give it +1/+1 more. So 2 mana +2/+2. I mean, Paladin had this 1 mana spell that did the same. Would give +1/+1. So you gotta spend extra to double that up for 2 mana. It's kind of funny, actually. I feel like you could have maybe done it +2/+2 and then +3/+3, but they probably tested that, and that's probably, yeah, a little bit much. But I think this card's good. It's relatively cheap, and again, 3 corpses, probably not the hardest to do. And then you can buff up some really good stuff, and it gives health buff too. It's not just attack, and it can be really hard to remove some stuff. So I'll give it a 3 as well. I think that is pretty decent, and I think that's all. That's all the cards for now. We will have another review in a couple of hours, so stay tuned for that. But my goodness, Blood Death Knight looking pretty good. We'll see how insane the last few cards are. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends. And also just don't play Arena. Seems like a bad time.